Let's talk about the Johnny Cash documentary, Bitter Tears Revisited, the 50th anniversary of the controversial recording of the concept record, Bitter Tears. It almost destroyed Johnny Cash's career.
I'm Tommy Canale. This is A Heartbeat and a Guitar, Johnny Cash and the Making of Bitter Tears podcast. Here is Antonino D'Ambrosio, filmmaker of We're Still Here, Johnny Cash's Bitter Tears Revisited, and author of the book, A Heartbeat and a Guitar, Johnny Cash and the Making of Bitter Tears, which the film is based on.
Johnny Cash is like on the Mount Rushmore of American music. I mean, if we did that, Johnny Cash might be one of those faces up there. And it's 1964 when he makes this record, Tommy, but he's known for The Man in Black, all these, that stuff happened in 68.
Rosanne Cash.
He was in the depths of his drug addiction at this time, too.
Look again to the wind.
But it makes sense to me that he was looking for some power greater than himself to cling to that was even apart from his faith. And these profound social issues and people resonated with him so deeply.
We shall shake hands.
They were part of his own woundedness.
We will remember.
Listening to this record, I opened the sleeve. I pulled the record out of the sleeve, and a piece of paper falls to the floor. This is a folk record that he made on behalf of Native people and Native rights. He had left Sun Records to go to Columbia with the understanding that Columbia would allow him, this is 1960, to make his most ambitious work. He will give them a record they wanted, the hits, and then he will let him do a record he wanted to do.
Bill Miller.
But people like Johnny Cash, to speak out for our people at that time is the most phenomenal thing I've ever felt from somebody from that world.
He makes the record, Bitter Tears, Battle of the American Indian. This is in April. In April 1964, it was white hot. Everything was happening. So there was civil rights. Everything was going on. But Native people were staging what they called fish-ins in support of their fishing rights, which were being blocked and denied.
During the nearly 100-year period from the Revolutionary War to the aftermath of the Civil War, some 368 treaties would define the relationship between the United States and Native Americans for centuries to come. The U.S. government has broken all of them. Nancy Blake.
One of the side effects of grinding, relentless poverty is you shut down, you lose your voice. You get strong enough, you get enough of a voice back, you can use it not only for yourself, but for others.
Radio stations across the country refuse to play. He doesn't notice this happening. So he's doing all this stuff. He finds out this is happening after Newport, and he's not happy about it. Cash flies back to L.A., where his manager is. He buys all the records back from Columbia. He buys the records. He writes the letter, pays Billboard to put it in Billboard as a full-page ad because they wouldn't carry it otherwise. And he takes he prints out the letter, and himself and his manager puts it in the sleeve of every album. And then he goes back on tour carrying the records, 2,000 of them. And he goes to the DJs and he says, give this record another chance.
Doug George Canantillo.
One of the great imperatives in American society, in American history, has been their relationship with the land. It was land. It's always been land.
In 2021, American Indian reservations make up only 2% of all the land in the United States. Bill Miller.
Eventually, you have to have your own voice. That's what's going to make a difference. And our people, the Indian people, really, the world has never truly heard our voice fully. And when they do, they're going to get blown away, and they're going to, it breaks my heart. You're going to break. They're going to break before they lift their hands with joy that these people, these Indian people, ever populated the earth. You know, it's a sad thing that this United States doesn't recognize the beauty of our people. And when they do, they're going to realize they've got gold and platinum right in front of them, and they had it for many, many centuries, and they've ignored us too much.
A brand new podcast docuseries, A Heartbeat and a Guitar, Johnny Cash and the Making of Bitter Tears podcast, coming your way.